Alright, so look, there's a better way to adjust the brightness of your image inside of DaVinci Resolve. Check this out. Okay, so most people will see an underexposed image like this and they would choose to go to the offset wheel and crank it up. But notice how when I twisted that wheel, everything goes up drastically, leaving your image really gray and washed out looking. Okay, so if we want to make adjustments in linear gamma, we must first make a CST sandwich. Open up my effects, drag down a color space transform, Option S twice, drop another CST on number 3. Go over to your first node and you're gonna put in your camera's color space and gamma that you shot with. In this case, I shot with Fuji and their color space is in Rex 2020 and I go down to F-Log. For my output color space is gonna be the same as your camera. You don't change this. So Rec 2020 and your output gamma, this is what you change. You change this from your cameras to linear. Make sure you turn tone mapping method off and make sure gamut mapping is ticked off as well. Your image is gonna come out looking black like this, but we're gonna fix this with our out right here. Okay, so let's go over to our third node and let's input what we place in our output color space and output gamma. We have to put the same in your input color space and your input gamma here. So we keep it Rec 2020 and we do linear. Okay, yeah, so now we would go into our camera's original color space and gamma. So that was Rec 2020, then you go down to gamma and you go to F-Log. Make sure your tone mapping is selected none and your gamut mapping is select none. And make sure your apply forward and apply inverse is ticked off. Let's close this down, let's rename. This is out, this is in. This is where you make your adjustments. This right here is called a CST sandwich or a color space transform sandwich. Any adjustments made in linear gamma is as if you made those adjustments on the day while you were shooting. I mean, it's incredible. It basically turns your log footage and pretty much converts it to raw. Whenever you're working in linear gamma space, you only really want to use the gain wheel to make your adjustments. So notice how when I turn this master wheel, my image still keeps the colors intact and it's a nice subtle looking boost to your exposure that's photometrically accurate, giving you better exposure for your image. Here's how that looks. And here's how that looked with using the global method to increase your exposure. If you would like to see how I implement this technique in an actual project, go over to my latest video on YouTube and click the color grading sections. Thank you for watching and mount up.